on the magazine of Tahisha Noni back in the day. And his name was Fred Herzog.
Yeah.
Well, one of the biggest things I can remember that he told Lanika and I is always stay in phase one. It doesn't matter how big you get in this industry, always stay in phase one. Now, what's the question in your mind? What's phase one? Always introducing new people to the business. That's phase one. It don't matter how big you get, yes, and customers, dear. But always introducing new people to the business and new customers, guys. And that's what I remember about Mr. Fred Herzog. Well, we met his kids, Nicole Vossler and Mr. Fred Herzog. And today, I'm about to bring you Mr. Fred Herzog onto the stage, and he gives hugs that will break your back. Okay? So I have seen, this is the most gentle guy you will ever meet, but I have also seen his tenacious side. When there's a purpose and there's something to get done, you want Fred on your side. So look, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Fred Herzog.
Good afternoon, everybody. Do you believe we're in the right place at the right time?
Yes.
Can you help a brother out? On this side, we say right place, and that side, right time on three. Right place. Right time.
Right place. Right time.
One more time.
Right time.
Wow. Just to be amongst some amazing individuals at PartnerCo, it's humbling. And I think when I'm hearing my dad's name, he loved people. And, he was raised in an orphanage, and he was the underdog, the ultimate underdog. And he wanted to find a way, how can the regular average person get ahead? And one of the things he would talk to me about all the time is, Freddie, we all have 24 hours in the day, right? Doesn't matter if you're a nurse or a firefighter, you work in a bank. Well, how come some of these people get to spend time however they want to spend it, right? How is that fair? While the rest of us are working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, and by the time we get home, we have no time for our family. I think it was said earlier today, they're just getting our leftovers. How is that fair? Well, it's actually a rigged system. And what my dad would explain to me is like, Freddie, you've got to figure out a way to tap into the hidden engines of wealth building. How do you do that? My goal here today, and I tell you what, I have to say this. This has been one of the most inspirational and emotional events I've ever been to. Yes. Would you all agree with that?
Yes.
I'm hearing some of these stories over and over again, and it's all about humans helping humans, good people helping good people. But there's many underscoring messages throughout almost every one of these parts, but a lot of it was time freedom. I think Brenda had said something about she wants to live on her own terms. Others said, hey, if with my parents not feeling well, or whatever the case may be, I need to be there for them. How can I do that if I work a normal job? Right? So what I want to talk about, I don't have an emotional story like that. And I don't think I can handle it, other one, to be honest with you. I've been tearing up left and right. But I want to give you some nuts and bolts a little bit, because I want your conviction in PartnerCo to be so strong, okay? 100% convinced that when obstacles come your way, when you have some things happen in your life that maybe seem like drama, that you don't get knocked out of the box, right? If you know the reason why you're here, and you're so confident that it's going to take your family to a whole different generational income and legacy, you're not going to quit. Let's face it, we have so many distractions, don't we? Everything's pulling out our time. It's so easy to just not make those 2 exposures a day, not talk to a couple people. It's simple to do, right? But it's simple not to do, right? And with us being so busy, going to be left to the side? Or what if we come in some obstacles? What if you just get started, and I think there's a bunch of new people here, right? Guests, I think I saw a bunch of hands earlier today, and even those that have been in Partigo for a year or so. What happens if you do run into an obstacle and the person you said, without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to talk to that, to my best friend, he's going to join me in my Partigo business, and we're going to crush it. First person you ask, and he goes, it's really not a good time for me right now. Is that going to knock you out of the box? You can't let that happen. And so what I want to do is give you overwhelmingly compelling evidence that if that happens to you, you're not going to quit. You're not going to give up. So what I want to talk about is the hidden engines of wealth that you can have direct access to because of Partigo.
Ooh.
Okay? It's not taught in schools very much, but the wealthy have known about it for centuries, millenniums. Okay? They are time leverage. They are incorporating the efforts of other people. They are securing passive, recurring income. Well, how do you do that? How does a regular person do that? Well, it's important to know that we found a place that can give us direct access, and that's Partigo.
Yes. Yes.
So answer this question, maybe by a show of hands, and I'll read it here. How many of you have ever felt that you're working hard, yet your income does not reflect how hard you're working? Show of hands.
Both hands.
I think everybody can relate to that to some degree. Well, when you heard that question, if there was a signal from your brain to your heart that happened, you know what it's telling you? You're relying solely on your own efforts. Okay? There's a very simple but honest saying. It's only a couple words. It says, if nothing changes, nothing changes.
Right.
Nothing changes, nothing changes. So how are you going to make that shift? How is the average person going to make that shift? You're not going to do it on your own. You need a team. You need to figure out a way to leverage time. I think one of the speakers, and there's been so many amazing, talked about collapsing their income and shortening it up, where they could have been at corporate America for 20 years and they could make more than that in 2 years. Is that you, Brenda? Amazing, okay? But how does a regular person do that? So what I would ask you, think about it this way. Leverage. What is it? What is the definition of leverage? One definition is the ability to multiply results without multiplying your efforts.
Mm-hmm.
An easy, relatable experience would be, what if you're a freelancer, maybe $50 an hour, when you go to that gig, or whatever it is you're doing, when you're on the clock, when you're working, $50, $50, $50. Then you stop. What happens to your cash flow?
It stops.
Stops, right? But what if you have the gift to be a best-selling novel? You can write books. Or maybe you have the gift of being able to record music. What they are doing, they're creating an asset that they've done one time, but get paid over and over and over and over and over again. You see, that is how you leverage your time. Because again, like we talked about, there's not enough time in the day. Not to get to where I'm going. Not to get to where you're going. Not to get to where your dreams are going to be. That doesn't happen doing a normal job, right? It just really doesn't. And even though we were told probably that in high school or college, that that's the way to get ahead,
It was a lie.
it's not. You're going to always have a boss telling you what to do, where to do it, when to do it. You can't take off time, or whatever the case may be. I think I talked to someone just in the hall that they had to take a leave of absence to try to take care of one of their parents, that they were ill, and they weren't able to get paid. Right? While the other sibling had passive recurring income, leveraged time, and was able to be with their loved one. So, second question for you here. If your income suddenly doubled without increasing your work hours, how would your life change?
Oh, drastically.
Think about that. Your income doubles without doing extra work. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yes.
Right? Okay, so when you think about incorporating the efforts of other people, building a team, that's how this works. Now, some might say, well, Fred, I don't know if I'm earning money off the efforts of others. Is that ethical? It absolutely is, if it's done the proper way. Now, I got a spoiler alert for all of y'all. Whether you know it or not, you're already in this program.
Right.
I'd say the majority, 99% are already in this program. And I'll explain to you how I can tell you that. So let's say you, in your current position, you make a salary, or you're hourly. Maybe you work for the gig economy, you drive for Lyft or Uber, or maybe DoorDash, right? Earn some extra money. This scenario, you're in that program, which is leverage and incorporating the efforts of others, except you're on the worker side of that. The real winners are the owners of those companies, right? Now you're using their brand, they're getting customers for you. You drive for Uber, you use their app. So you're already in that program to begin with. So what we have to do and what PartnerCo can allow us to do is to get on the ownership side of that program. See, that is what, if you can get that in your head, and sometimes I know my dad had told me this over and over again, it took probably 15, 20 times for me to understand it. So if you're new to this concept, think about it. But once it triggers and it clicks, you're going to look at everything totally different. Okay? And again, PartnerCo gives us that ability for the average person to tap in to these wealth building principles. So what about this? Think of someone successful you admire. Do you believe their system was built only by themselves?
No.
Or did they have a team?
They got a team.
Did they have help, maybe? Or a system? What do you think?
Yep.
We have examples right here that spoke one after another. Okay? Obviously, Ken, Sherry Key, Greg and Dr. Lanika Scott, so many different ones that have been up here. Do you think they did this all on their own? There's not enough time in the day to do it.
No.
But they built a team. They sure built a team. They figured out how to leverage time. And they were able to use PartnerCo as that ability to do so. Again, the nuts and bolts of this is to how can the average person tap into something that is foreign to almost everybody you know. Everybody that works in this hotel has no clue about any of this. They just go to work and clock in and clock out and I hope they hit the lottery. Okay? I'd rather bet on myself with the help of PartnerCo. So what I would ask from you too is as I'm learning about this third hidden engine of wealth, I keep thinking about Mr. Greg Tedrow. Over 25 years of passive, recurring income.
Woo.
Can you get excited about that?
Yes.
You've got to understand, doing
Yes.
work one time, getting paid 25 straight years,
Yes.
over and over and over and over. Now again, none of that happens unless our products aren't amazing.
Right.
So you got to have it all together. Okay. But to see his slides, to see the time freedom he talked about, again, many people mentioned that. Time freedom is so crucial if you want to spend time with your kids, if you want to spend time with your loved ones, you want to do things on your terms, PartnerCo can do that for you. So what's my call to action for every one of you guys? What is the one step you can take this week, okay, right away, to start moving from, in that program, from earning income to owning income? Remember that program. How do you switch to the other side? PartnerCo is the way to do it. So what I would challenge every one of us to do, including myself, because of what we have in front of us, we have, 24 days left this year, roughly? 24, 25 days to finish out. Let's close out 2025 very strong and start 2026 with major momentum. And next thing you know, you'll be firing your boss.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
God bless. Thank you, PartnerCo.